This year is 30 years since Shaun the Sheep first appeared in the Wallace and Gromit short Close Shave. The Radio Times thought it would be great to commemorate that with a cover to celebrate that moment that Shaun met Gromit and Gromit met Shaun.
This is a great reunion, and I guess we like to imagine that family life has carried on over those 30 years and Shaun's been part of it.
It's a kind of Gromit eye-rolling moment. You can't live with him, you can't live without him. Yeah.
When I first did Shaun on Close Shave, he was a very different character to as he is now. Since he's got stardom and he's got his own TV series and 2 feature films under his belt, he's developed quite a lot.
Since Shaun got his own series, we've sort of separated the worlds a little bit because they're slightly different. Wallace and Gromit, everything's a bit retro, whereas Shaun the Sheep is more flexible in terms of the modern world. And there's social media, you can dial a pizza arrives, We're doing a bit of animation to go with the cover. I was very lucky to have Jay Grace animate this. He's one of the best, very sensitive, really knows what he's doing.
When you're working with Nick, you can sense how much he loves them. There are certain things that you really have to take on board and watch for when you're animating. And Nick's very, very aware of what makes them look right. You ingest that, you kind of take it on board, and it becomes part of the way you work with the characters.
You've got to be an actor, as an animator. It's not just about moving a puppet. It's about making the audience believe that that is a character, a living, breathing character. I played around with this idea of Gromit opening like a mystery gift, and then out pops Shaun the Sheep. I'm back, sort of thing. As you're sketching, different ideas come up. You spent a couple of days just getting one idea together, and then you immediately think, oh, what if this would work another way around?
Gromit has settled down to pick out his favourite TV shows over the Christmas period, and Shaun decides to take a big bite out of the Radio Times.
I didn't think that would be liked so much, actually, because it was maybe destroying the cover, of chewing it. The guys at the Radio Times asked for a portrait of Wallace on the wall, which was a good idea. But I was thinking, how can I make that funny? So it's in a frame, but it's obviously one that Wallace has made because he's compensated for his ears. There's any opportunity for gags. We tried to get feathers in another way, so there is a little snow globe of Feathers McGraw there in the foreground.
The back cover of the Radio Times as well, there are little gags in there too, which it's not all obvious first time. It gives the image kind of some longevity.
How has Shaun the Sheep endured for so long, for 30 years? I mean, even when we made A Close Shave, Baby Spice was photographed with a Shaun the Sheep rucksack on her shoulder. Suddenly, the Shaun the Sheep merchandise went through the roof, outselling Gromit, and Gromit was already selling well. So we knew we'd immediately hit on something. I was thinking over a couple of years, maybe Shaun could have his own series. My colleague Richard Starzak stepped in as head of development on it, and he really took it places and created all the other characters and many of the stories as well. After the first season, it suddenly became a very big hit, so we were very pleased with that.
My father, who is a photographer and a designer, he always used to say the highest accolade you have is to get asked to do stamps or the Radio Times Christmas cover. Well, we got to do some stamps with Wallace and Gromit, and I seem to have done an amazing amount of Radio Times Christmas covers.
To have your characters on the cover of Radio Times again, it's like Radio Times is such a part of Christmas in the UK. Can't have Christmas without it.